No offense to my coworkers, but I don't want to be close enough to you to catch a cold when you're healthy.
Yeah, no offense taken.
This is West Michigan's Morning News. Steve Kelly, Brett Paquita, Schmitty is back. Soon 3 in 4 workers, though, still feel an obligation to come to work when they have a cold, though hypocritically 57% would prefer if their sick colleagues would just stay at home. On the live line, expert on the spread of infectious disease, founder of Wello, Rik Heller, back with us. Rik, thanks for doing this today.
Thank you for having me.
So it's the reason why they want to come into work that kills me on this one. First and foremost, they want to show that they're tough. And second of all, they just don't think anybody else but them can get their job done, right? Talk to us a little bit about this. This is a problem because this leads to more people being out of work.
It is. There's a dozen reasons that people come to work sick. Harvard Business Review has been studying this. They call it presenteeism, sort of a play on the idea of absenteeism when you're not there, and then presenteeism is when you're there and you're sick. And the difficulty there is obviously it spreads. And prior to the mask and the vaccinated world, this was going on pretty regularly. And now we have less of this infectious virus going around because people are suppressed by, the virus is suppressed by the vaccine. It still comes out. And so the spreading events are happening mostly in the workplace and also in healthcare. And healthcare is not necessarily spread by the people who come in. It actually gets hold of some of the staff. And the staff has some obligations to get to work, and hospitals are not the most profitable things these days, and so there's this pressure on them, even to keep their job, but not to perform in some dynamic way, even when they're sick. But anyway, hospitals are very aware not to do that, but it still comes up, and spreading events do occur.
It's interesting to me, Rik, but not surprising because we always want to compare each other, right? In an employee situation, I was tough and, Steve didn't come to work for 2 days when he had the same thing. But we kind of have this collective agreement amongst our show, which is great, where, hey, if you're sick, we all have had kids, young kids. We know how that can happen. Just stay home, because don't bring it to us because then 2 or 3 of us could be out compared to just one who needs the time, and we respect that, to get healthy again.
Seems logical.
Yeah.
Yeah, the math is just so obvious for this. And, we're talking about masks, and do they protect, and do they keep from spreading, or do they keep you from getting it? And, yes, they do. And it is not nuanced, but it's not so much as this problem with presenteeism, where employees coming to work sick or going into large gathering events like, I don't know if you remember this, but in 2020 in South Dakota, Sturgis motorcycle, and it was kind of early, masks were not a thing, but you can be sure that while they were somewhat, it wasn't the person at Sturgis wearing a mask. And then it went on in the Rose Garden. You'd see maybe 1 or 2 people out of 100 in I think it was for the Supreme Court nominee. And then you really see the earliest one in biotech in Boston, Massachusetts in late February of 2020. That's when we started really getting hold of what this could possibly mean. So these spreading events, while they go down because of all these reasons, that the virus is less prevalent, then we're just left to work. And that's when most of it is being bred and spread.
All right, so if you don't feel good this morning, just stay where you are.
That's right.
Rik Heller, expert on the spread of infectious disease, founder of Wello. Appreciate it. Thanks for your time today.
My pleasure.